Hey YouTube, welcome back to the channel. I know it's been a long time since I posted a video. I just wanted to bring another deck profile. Life's been pretty busy recently, so I haven't really had the time to sit down and record anything, but I am today. I got a new camera setup thing up here. My lighting's not perfect right now. I need to get some more lights. However, hopefully this is better quality. I am using my my blue microphone, so hopefully the sound is better. I was using my iPhone before. The camera is just like a Logitech webcam that's attached to a thing so that I can do like remote duels and stuff. But today, if you can't tell by the top card here and by the mat, I am bringing you an Exodia deck, and not just any Exodia deck. Today's deck is actually a Trap-Exodia deck. So, I really like the spell version, don't get me wrong. I love the Destiny Hero version a lot. It's really cool. What other ways? There's like a bunch of ways to play this deck. You can play the Card Guardian, the flower, it's not Card Guardian, the Flower Guardian Exodia FTK, which is hilarious. Absolutely love it. But anyways, let's get into this. Have some really cool cards. One of them in here I'm actually going to be using in my Dinomorphia deck once it comes out here in Battles of Chaos in about 2 weeks time, because it's just a really good card, especially if you have the Pterodactyl on board. You get just free draws. So let's go ahead and get straight on into this. I will move this off now. So of course the first thing you're running is your win condition. Now I will say this deck isn't the best deck. It is fun when you win with it. The look on your opponent's face and the aggravation of them trying to get you, stop you from getting Exodia, is probably the funniest thing in the world. Okay, so this is your win con. If you lose one of these pieces, you are kind of, SOL. You can run Extravagance in this build. I don't, because I don't have the extras. And it's not really spell focused, but if you do have it and you want to just put like a bunch of unicorns and phoenixes and like dispatch Parazzis in your extra deck, Geonator transverses and stuff, by all means go ahead and do it. If you have the extra money for some extravagance, go ahead and do that. Like, I can tell that is super bright. We will set these, we'll actually set him up here. We'll set Exodia right at the top. Okay, so after that we got our normal draw cards. We have 3 card car. We have 2 Witch. Now Witch can search the card car. It can search any of the pieces or any of the last monsters that we're running here in the deck, which isn't a lot. It is 3 copies of Swift Scarecrow and 2 copies of Battle Fader. Now if you were playing the spell version of this deck, you definitely wouldn't be playing Witch. You would be playing the Royal Magical Libraries. These would probably be replaced with what is that? Swords of Revealing Light. Sometimes people will run like Concealing Light. They'll run some Mirror Forces in their builds. Personally, this is a really old build. I watched a few videos back in the day of some Trap-Exodia decks, and I just fell in love with this. This was amazing. But, that's actually it for the monsters. It's not that crazy for monster lineup. Let's count the 5 pieces: 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 15 cards. So less than half the deck's monsters. A fourth of the deck is monsters if you take out your win con. Spells is super tiny. We have just 3 duality, an upstart, and a 1 day apiece. Now, when I first made this deck, upstart was still at 3. The sheer craziness of upstart at 3, and chicken game was still legal. So you were running chicken game, upstart, terraformings, the 1 day apiece, the dualities. This deck was super deadly consistent. If you were running the Royal Magical Library version of this deck, you were it was so annoying. Trust me, it was so annoying. I used to play it on YGO Pro all the time back in the day, many moons ago. But yeah, that's it for the spells. Like I said, it's just a couple spells. Duality helps you dig into more draw cards, like your traps, your card cards, your witch, or some of your, battle protection if you need it, which is perfect. Now, the big part of the deck comes from the traps. 20 cards in the deck, exactly, are traps. So it was 5 spells, 15 monsters, and now let's get to the big part. So we're going to start off with 3 Reckless Greed. Something to note about this card, the drawing does stack if you chain it, the skipping draw phases doesn't. So what that means is if you activate 2 of these in a chain, say I have 2 of them set with some other back row, I activate 1, I chain the second one if my opponent doesn't have a response, of course, depending on whose turn it is, who has priority to enter chain. I'll draw 4 cards. I will not skip 4 draw phases, just 2. I'm not entirely... Now we will play our Jar of Greed. Now this is just a draw 1. It's an upstart that you have to wait a turn for. Unfortunately, it doesn't give your opponent's life points, but you know that's okay. We're playing our other 3 Jar of Greed. So Legacy of Yatagarasu. Only important part about that is it lets you draw a card. If you have if your opponent controls a spirit monster, you can draw 2. That is never going to happen unless you're somehow versing someone playing like Shinobirds. Okay, so never think that you're going to get the draw 2, because you never will. There will be that rare instance you do. And the last draw card, there is another draw card, which is part that helps you get to your win con. But the last draw card I have is just 1 accumulated fortune. I do like the card. I would consider dropping it for like another battle protection, like a 3rd battle fader, or a 3rd of the battle traps that we run. But unfortunately, I still really do like it. It does come up a lot. Your opponent activates a card, it already starts chain 1. So that's that. These are all your main draw cards, like I said. There are 3 more cards. Well, 1 more card, but 3 more of them here in the deck that we do use to draw. So here is the big thing. As if you couldn't tell, I was sad that this was a delayed upstart, but it didn't give life points. So that is true, because we run a gift card, which for some reason I think is like $5 or $6 now, and your big boy deck out with this card. Ridiculous. It's especially if you've already have some gift cards set up. This card is phenomenal. And you know, the last 2 cards for the deck, pretty short and sweet. It's gonna be 2 Threatening Roar, which is the battle trap that I was telling you about that you could drop accumulated fortune for, or a 3rd Wabaku. So before I was actually playing this with the uneroded version, I didn't know what the eroded did. And then I read what the card actually did, and I was like, wait, that's different. So I was playing the original from like Legend of, I don't think it was Legend of Blue Eyes, like Pharaoh's Servant or something, whenever it came out. I was running those. But yeah, I didn't know that it actually prevents your monsters from being destroyed too, because it just says you don't take battle damage. Yeah, but yeah, surprisingly enough, they're not destroyed either. But anyways, that is it for the deck. I do really enjoy it. I know it's not the best, but we can always enjoy getting those salty victories against your opponent, and they just want to flip the table. I know those have definitely happened with me and my my friend that I duel with a lot. He's probably gotten pretty frustrated. Oh, let's fix that. That's a little crooked. There we go. Okay. Yeah, he's probably been pretty frustrated at it, but you know, I do really enjoy it. I was running a really old playset of this in here, and then I found these at my card shop. They were all the legendary decks thing, so I just got them so that they were all from the same set. But anyways, that's gonna do it for the deck profile. Like I said, if you did want to run the side deck and run Extravagance, by all means you can. I would possibly drop the Witch and maybe the Accumulated Fortune. So those would be the cards. If you wanted to keep the trap build, I would drop these 3 cards for extravagance. Because sometimes you really don't actually see your battle negations at all. So I would recommend keeping those in the deck. But other than that, guys, that is going to be it for the video. Thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy it, leave a like down below. Leave a comment of what you'd like to see me profile. And if you did really enjoy it and you want to see content like this in the future, subscribe. But until next time, guys, peace.